What you're going to hear today here is an absolute paradigm shift. So how society has taught you how reality works is that things happen to you and you can react to them. You can change a little bit the outcome through your reactions. However, it's actually the opposite. It's the other way around. You are the source of what is happening around you. You are the source. Your inner world creates the outer world, and I'm going to explain this in today's video. But first things first, my name is Lydia Willemsen. I'm a mindset and high performance coach, and here on my channel I talk about all things conscious creation, manifestation, high achievers, business strategy, personal development, all under the umbrella of conscious creation and manifestation. And if you're new here, please like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel, help this channel to grow. And if you want to work with me, go to the description or the first pinned comment and find all the options how to work with me. The Mind Mastery community, which is an amazing, amazing place to be with other people who are consciously creating their reality, amazing high achievers, amazing business owners, and of course also some one-to-one options how to work with me. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. So as I already said, we are being taught that we are raised in a world and we are basically actors in the world. Something happens to us and we can interact with that. And through that, through changing our behavior, basically, we can also have an influence on our world. This is what we are being taught. However, it is different. And it will change everything for you once you fully understand that. And by the way, this is an updated version of this video. I've done a similar video already. I'm going to link it so you can see if I'm teaching different things now. No, it's mainly the same. It's just more evolved, of course. The more I do the work, the more I create my own reality, the more depth and conviction and certainty is in my video. So you can check out the other video as well. So it actually happens that way, the way that your inner assumptions, your beliefs, your emotions, all make up your identity. And this identity is the source of everything that you're experiencing in your life. So it's not that just things happen to you and you somehow interact with them. No, through your assumptions, what you think about the world, what you think about yourself, what you think about other people, the world around you rearranges itself to show you a mirror, a reflection of that. So your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. For example, what are things that you can assume or that are your assumptions? If you're a person that constantly gets not the person they want when it's in relationships. You are never adored, you're never put first, you're never a priority. When I do the work with you or when you check in with yourself, you probably have some form of assumption, I'm not worthy, I'm never prioritized. No one really takes care of me. And you can probably go back into your childhood where all of this originated. So yes, we were born into the world and we were programmed in the first 7 years, so to say, of our lives, because we are very highly influential then. And this then made up the assumptions that we now use, that we live by. This is our identity. So it could be that your identity now is, I'm never prioritized. Other people always come first. And your reality, your physical reality has to mirror that back to you. And you can see this in the good and in the bad. So you can really do a little bit of reverse engineering on your life. The things that come easily to you, what do you think about them? Probably something like, hey, this always works out. Money always comes easily to me. No matter what happens, I always have enough money. So if money is easy for you, you will hold some assumptions around that. And the things, or if health is easy for you and having the body that you want, you probably have something like, hey, I don't really have to work out and I always keep my figure. Or if it's the opposite, like the negative assumptions, whatever I do, how much sport I do, I always gain weight. I never look the way I want to look. And in business, for example, whatever I do, I just can't increase the income I make. Or whenever I make more, something happens and I lose it all. So you can really go through every area of your life and you will find the assumptions that are creating your life right now. You will find the mirror, you will find the reflection. And then people think, yeah, but I built those assumptions because I have seen evidence of that. But it's not the case. Again, when you go back to childhood, you will see the original. It might even be passed down generations. I see this so often at the moment in my mind mastery community and with my clients, that they tell me, oh wow, this belief that I have been living by, it actually was belief of my father, and I have been taking this on unfiltered. So it is passed down generations after generations until you stop it, until you say no more. I live now in a different reality. I want something else for myself now. I want to create from different assumptions. And then there are 3 areas that you can look at. The first area is for any topic in your life. What are you thinking about yourself? So what is your self-concept? What I already said, for example, in love. Do you think I'm prioritized? I always come first. I'm loved, I'm chosen, I'm adored. Or do you hold assumptions of I'm never first, I'm never prioritized, I'm never chosen? So those are the I am self-concept assumptions, so to say, or beliefs. And then you can look at the other people involved, because you could hold a very strong self-concept, a very strong identity around I'm always chosen, I'm always loved. But then you could general foundational beliefs. But then you could think, oh, but this person just doesn't want to choose me. This person just doesn't want to say yes to me. So you hold a specific belief about the other person. So even though your self-concept is strong, you're holding a certain belief about this person, for example, your partner, of they don't choose me, they don't want me, they don't prioritize me. And sometimes it's not just one person, sometimes people actually hold those beliefs about other people. They think I'm worthy, I'm lovable, but no one chooses me, no one wants me. So you see that they are conflicting. And this is why you then don't create what you want. You stay in limbo, you stay in sometimes getting it, then it's leaving you again, or you never get it. And then there is a third topic, which is the topic itself. So let's go into love and relationships. If you have a strong self-concept, I'm always chosen, I'm always loved, and my partner loves me, my partner adores me, but then you still hold something about a topic of relationships never stick, relationships always break, or there is always divorce when it comes to relationships. You will probably still encounter something around that, So it's 3 areas you can look at to see what your assumptions are. And it can be a little bit of work, but usually once you get it, once you understand it, it can happen quite quickly that you get what your assumptions have been. And sometimes there are levels to that, it's the first level is, hey, I'm loved, I'm adored, but then there comes a deeper level of I'm chosen. And in childhood, perhaps you were the middle child who never got attention. Always the other siblings were in the forefront. And there was a deep layer, a very deep hidden layer of I was never chosen. I was never the one. I did all the work and I never got what I really wanted and desired. I was always overlooked. So you see, it's a deeper layer, and often this comes after each other. So it's not each other, after each layer uncovered, you get to a deeper level. So it can be a little bit of work of self-discovery, It's not just it's one, for some people it's this one belief, usually for people it's layered. And then it's amazing if you have a coach on your side to help you through those layers and really uncover what's at the root. And what else to say about how you create your reality? I can tell you, manifestation, conscious creation is instant. So we hold all those beliefs, and when we start shifting them, when we start shifting our identity in the imaginary plane, it's instant. Manifestation is instant. Once you shift a belief, it instantly starts to rearrange the world around you. However, what most people do is they just say one affirmation of hey, okay, then I choose to be loved now. I'm loved, I'm adored, I'm fully booked, I'm always the first one. But in the next sentence, in the next thought, they already go back to the first one. So yes, in the moment that you changed your assumption, the world started to shift around you. However, you don't stay there. You directly go back into the old way of thinking. And this is why you don't get a full expression in your physical reality. Yes, manifestation, conscious creation, shifting inside is instant, but the outside results are not necessarily instant, because if you have been feeding your reality with I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy for 30 years, and now you say I'm worthy for 5 minutes, you still have your main identity rooted in I'm not worthy. And you need a little bit more of imprinting until it really shifts. Or it is such a gigantic shift in you that yes, it can happen in a few days. Usually though, for most people, there is like an in-between time where they shift internally and the outside reality almost has to catch up. You understand? It's almost like the physical reality has some lag time because it has to rearrange everything. It's almost like when you're composing a movie, when you're a movie writer, you know, you have new ideas and you put something new into the script, and oh yeah, this actor is going to do this now, and this actor is going to do this now. But you still have to rearrange the scene in the physical format, you know, like on the screen, on the whatever you call this, like where the scene is being played. Then it's like, oh, but now we have this actor jump out behind the car, so we have to place a car there. So there is a time of rearranging where the car has to be placed in the scene so that the actor can jump out behind, like from behind of it, you know? So it's the same. In the mind of the screenwriter, it happens instantly. It's an instant shift. It's like written, like changed. But then the scene has to be rearranged and new things have to be added. And the same in your physical reality. So you are having a new idea, a new thought, a new belief put into your mind, and reality has to rearrange itself around it. And sometimes like people ask, like, what are things? Like, how can I see that things are changing? And it can be, there can be different things happening. So for example, you can directly see a new behavior from someone. So you changed from I'm not chosen, I'm not adored, into I'm adored, I'm cherished. And perhaps your partner comes home with flowers. What often happens now is that you then think, but this would have happened anyway. You know, you go into like, yeah, but this just happened. But you have to understand this is because of your inner shift. So you have to stop thinking in coincidences. You have to start thinking in reality creation, because I am source. Because it will happen so naturally to you that you will think this has just happened just because. But no, it is because you have changed, and this is what you have to understand. So no, there are no coincidences in our world. There are no coincidences. It is all because of your inner shifts. So it could be that you directly see something pushing out, directly like a different reaction from someone. What can also happen is if you make fundamental shifts, that things get worse before they get better. Because I said, like, reality is rearranging. So it might be that a few things are breaking down, breaking away. And your bank account goes into overdraft, a big bill shows up, like you're going into like, I have so much money, I make money every day, I'm a millionaire, whatever. And then bam, a gigantic bill shows up and you're like, what the heck? It's the total opposite of what I was thinking. Yes, and this can actually be a sign that it's working, because when you start shifting your assumptions, your old identity, your old reality will push back. It will try to bring you back to your old way of being. So it will bring scenarios where you can, it's not like a test, but you can really see, have I changed, really? And it will push for the old reality, and you have to stay strong in, no, I have so much money, I always make more money. Yes, I am super rich now, whatever, you know, like you have to stay rooted in there and know if things are breaking down, it's the breakdown before the breakthrough. It is always the case. It has happened to so many of my clients and to me as well, that I start leaning into new assumptions, new beliefs, new identity shifts, and then everything rearranges, but it looks like everything is breaking apart. But no, it's almost like with the scene. Let's take the movie scene again. Now the screenwriter has the idea, oh, we place this big car there. But they have to disrupt the scene. They have to make space for it. So they are taking out half the house that's there and, I don't know, a swimming pool has to be taken out. So it looks like a big fuck up almost. It looks like a big destruction scene. But no, they are making place for the new that is going to be placed there. This is how you can see it. It's not destruction and nothing is working. No, it's a rearrangement so that what you actually want can be placed in there. So this can happen either that small things show already up from your new assumption, or that it's almost a destruction phase. Everything is breaking down. It is part of the process. Just keep going and trust. Or it can be that nothing changes at first. And this, I feel, is the most difficult for people. And it has certainly been the most difficult for myself. It's not necessarily that things get worse. No, that nothing is happening. That everything stays as before. And you're thinking like, what the heck? I did the work. I have been shifting. I have been putting my new assumptions out there. And nothing is showing up. And this is similar. It's again your old identity, your old way of being, tightening its grip of like, hey, we show her that everything is the same and that this is not working. So that she goes back to the old identity, that she starts doubting, that she starts not trusting anymore and comes back to the safe place of how it was before. It's almost like, you're telling someone new and they just pretend they are not hearing you, So you're telling your partner, hey, I want this to be different. Or you're telling your child, like, no, we don't play with those things anymore. We do this differently. And they're like, la, 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 I don't hear you, I don't hear you. And this is the same. They do hear you and they have to process what's going on. However, they just pretend they are not hearing, They are not hearing you. No, I'm doing everything as I used to do it. And this is the same with your reality. It almost shows up as if nothing was changing. La, 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 I didn't hear you. So that you get distracted, that you go into like, why are they not responding? Why is there nothing happening? And you're going back into complaining. And at some point, like, oh, okay, here are your toys, keep playing with them. I give up, I give up. So it's another pattern that can show up. And it can be the trickiest because you know how difficult it is for people to be ignored. You feel deeply ignored, you feel like nothing is happening, everything is in vain. And here you have to double down. You have to keep going. You have to keep trusting. It's usually a really big sign that things are shifting, but they are shifting in the back. And you can't see visible movement yet. However, everything is rearranging in the back end. So trust this. It's almost like the screenwriter. So in this scenario, the screenwriter gave new lines to the actors. So instead of the couple hating each other now, he wrote a screenplay of like they fall deeply in love again and everything is amazing. But now he's talking to them and he's telling them, hey, this is the new play now. We changed how you show up for each other. And they are sitting together, they are practicing together, but you can't see it on the movie screen yet, they are not playing it out yet because they are discussing everything with the screenwriter and they are like, okay, how do we do that? How do we speak now? How we act up? How do we show up differently? And then once everything is clarified, they come to the scene and they play the new scene. So you could see it like that. I really like those metaphors about movies. It makes it so clear and so simple actually. And now another important topic here. I give you like really a breakdown about conscious creation and the things you can take care of or that are important. So we already had what the shifts are, how you can see that things are shifting, that your inner identity, your inner reality is creating your outer reality. Either nothing is happening, that was the last thing, or everything is looking like it's being destructed. There is a big breakdown. Everything is seemingly getting worse. Or you have small little things showing up in your reality from what you want already. That's obviously the nicest way. Often I have seen it's not that way. Or people dismiss those small things and say, it would have happened anyway. By the way, another one is that you see that what you want to experience happening for other people. So you want to make more money and then suddenly all your friends or your partners get raises and make more money. And you're like, it's happening to them, but not to me. And you have to understand, but your reality is rearranging and you're you have to double down on it, because now your subconscious is basically taking bits and pieces on already, but it's still pushing it out for other people yet in your reality. So yes, you can see it showing up, but not yet for you. So you just have to keep going, and this is a powerful sign. When you see it happen for other people, this is a powerful sign. Or if you think, like, yes, I'm shifting into, I'm so adored, I'm so cherished, I'm so loved by my partner. And then suddenly you have other people showing you that behavior towards you. And you're like, but I want my partner to show me that and not random other people. But understand it's part of the process. And again, do not dismiss this, but understand that this is a way of seeing your reality shift already. So double down again here as well. Okay, so those are basically 4 signs where you can see things are happening, things are shifting. And now I wanted to say something about, because people say your thoughts create your reality. And yes, it's kind of true, but not your single thought, not one thought. As I said, if you have been thinking about, I'm not worthy, this has been your predominant identity, it's not just a thought, it's your whole identity. And if you now have one thought of, hey, I'm so worthy, once in a time, it's not that this single thought is creating. It's a single thought turned into many thoughts, turned into an assumption, turned into your identity. So yeah, sometimes a single thought can create something in your reality, but it is usually when it's already going or aligned with your general assumptions. You know, if you're thinking, everything always works for me, I'm so loved, I'm so adored, and then you say something or you have a thought of like, hey, I have someone, I would love if someone told me how worthy and amazing I am. And it can be that you have this thought once and someone comes to you and tells you, oh wow, you're such a worthy person, you're such an amazing person. And it's like a direct push out of that. But then you have to understand that this thought has been placed in assumptions of general worthiness already, of general, like, I'm lovable, I'm amazing. So it's not in a thought that is directly opposite to what you have been thinking before. So it's not necessarily still that one thought that has pushed out. No, it's still the identity behind it. So yeah, watch your thoughts, watch your words, but not because each one single thought creates, no, but because when you watch your thoughts and you watch your words, you work on your identity. The more you do flip thoughts, the more you disengage with your old identity of I'm not worthy, I will never be lovable. The more you disengage with that, the quicker and easier your identity at some point will shift into, yes, I am worthy, I am lovable, I am amazing. So yes, this is what persistence is about. And I know there are people who say like, yes, you just make a decision and then everything shifts. For some people that works, but there are a gazillion people who need more. And there are techniques that you can do, but it's mainly the understanding of how all of this works that is the basic. So once you understand how this works and you see certain things happen in your life, you have already evidence. You know, you're like, I trust this more and more. And then what has helped me tremendously, because I have been on this path also for quite some years, what has helped me is actually not just, sorry, the light is super strange, is not just shifting my thoughts, changing my thoughts. I use a method called EMDR. I'm actually trained in that. I use bilateral stimulation, which means I use my eye movements, what you have in REM, in deep sleep, in REM, like rapid eye movement sleep. And I use this to really let go of my old identity. So the old identity is very, very sticky. It is very, very, like it holds dearly on for its life to not die. It doesn't want to go because it's survival based. And if you're now introducing a new reality, a new identity, it's like, no, we don't go there. And as I said, what has helped me and what is helping my clients tremendously to soften this old voice is this method. And I teach it in my conscious creation community, it's a conscious creation community in the Mind Mastery community. That's the name of the community, and link is in the description. Because once you soften the resistance, once you really become more neutral to what is happening in your life, and you're not triggered by life so much anymore, yes, then you can make a decision and say like, this is my new reality and I'm sticking with it, because you're not so hooked into the old reality anymore. But for people who have been hooked in the old reality and their old way of being, and it has been a really, really big identity, for them, it usually takes more than just one decision and sticking with that decision, because the old identity is fighting for its life. For example, I have a lot of high achievers, and they rooted their self-worth in work, in achievement. This is why they became high achievers. They do amazing work, but they still outsource their worth into the outside. They outsource it into other people, into external validation. So actually in their inside world, they have a lot of missing self-worth. They don't really see themselves as very worthy, especially not without doing anything, just for being. They don't see themselves as worthy just for being. And to make this shift, it goes to the deepest root of your being. It usually even goes into the pre-verbal stage of your existence. So it's not even something that came up when you started working when you were 18 or something. No, it is usually even like earlier imprints, like really imprints of being a baby. It started very, very, very early. And this usually isn't just shifted by 5 days of I'm so worthy, because it's such a huge identity that we have to crack open. And I have seen EMDR work wonders here. So this is my go-to method. I use EMDR in the way I teach it. It's self-paced. You can do it by yourself. 5 minutes a day, for example. It doesn't hurt. It's not painful. You don't have to go back to all the horrible memories in your life. No, there is a beautiful way how to do that, and it will directly lessen your stress levels, your anxiety levels, your fears, your worries, your doubts. It's beautiful. It will calm you down instantly, and then you can work through the triggers, and then you'll just feel less triggered by things that usually really stressed you out. So we do that, and then we add conscious creation methods. For example, affirmation routine, visualization, inner self-talk, mental diet, that you really take care of the thoughts that happen throughout the day. So with those two pillars, basically, the shifts happen in a matter of weeks for my people. In a matter of weeks, and sometimes even in a matter of days, some things of huge money wins or something, or new job offers coming around, or new work offers, it can happen instantly. Like the next day they have a new job offer. However, for a bigger shift in your whole identity, it usually is a process. It's not a one day, like I'm a different person now. No, it takes some time, and that's beautiful. Like when we talk about those instant shifts, there is no need to stress. There is no need to run. There is no need to hustle. I usually see those people that want it super quickly. They want it instantly, and it has to be now, and I don't want to wait until tomorrow. There is still a big pattern of hustle and of fear of slowness and fear of the unfolding there, because actually it's beautiful. Like when you think about a love story, everyone like, yes, I want to be married. But how do you really want to skip about all the beautiful unfolding or of getting to know that person and being in love and having the first months together? Do you really want to skip that? No, of course not. You don't just want to be a married couple of 20 years. Like, no. So start seeing the process as a beautiful part of it, and actually the most amazing part, because when you start seeing your reality shift, and you start seeing your power, it is one of the best feelings in the entire world. When you start seeing how you can actually recreate your world and the big or the massive influence you are having, this is one of the most powerful, insane feelings you can have. So I urge you to not skip over that and say like, oh, but I already want my full manifestation. I already want the millions. No. Start seeing the money trickle and then flow in bigger sums into your account. This is amazing. And then another big sum of money coming in, another one. It's way more satisfying than just having $1 million in there and that's it. The same with relationships. The nice dating phase, or if you're already in the relationship, and then seeing how your partner day for day becomes softer, becomes more adoring, becomes more like cherishing you, desiring you. Seeing that day for day, push out more. It's amazing. So don't skip over that and say like, I want it all now. Give it, like, start enjoying the process and start rooting into your power and seeing your power and connecting with that. So this is a little updated version of conscious creation and manifestation and how your reality is actually a reflection of your inner world. All the questions that you might have, put them in the comments. I might make another video about it, or I will answer in the comments, of course. If you're interested in working with me, it's all in the description or the pinned comment. And I'm so happy if you give this video a like, if you share it, and if you subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Until the next video.